We're going to start with the Supreme Court's new term. It begins Monday.
That's right. A series of decisions from its last term, most notably the one to overturn Roe v. Wade, sent public approval of the court to its lowest rating ever, according to NBC News polling.
NBC News legal analyst and our friend Danny Cevallos joins us now on set with a look at what to expect this term. Danny, good morning. It's always great to have you here with us. Let's start with the issue of voting rights and the two cases that could impact this. Tell us what we need to know here and what you expect to see.
Yeah, super complicated voting rights case, but you can boil it down to this. The issue is this. If a district court, if a lower court determines that a state violated the Voting Rights Act in drawing up districts, if it is too close to an election, should they be required to change that law? In other words, a court has already determined that this voting law is violative of the Voting Rights Act, so they say, go fix it. Well, wait a minute, the Supreme Court says, maybe it's not a good idea to fix anything this close to the election, even if it's denying people their voting rights. This is a really interesting issue, super complicated because of all the districting analysis, but really that's what this boils down to. Is it right to correct a wrong if it's this close to the election?
So interesting. And I mean, I know affirmative action is also on the docket. What cases might overhaul the college admissions process?
Bakke has long been the standard in college admissions. It's an interesting case. Some time ago, the Supreme Court essentially said that you cannot discriminate based on race in college admissions, but you can consider race as a factor. Now, what that means has been the subject of considerable debate for decades, for years and years, since that Supreme Court case. So now the issue becomes, as it stands, you can consider race as a factor the way, and I think this is from an opinion, the way you might be in marching band in high school or something else. It's a check that you can put in the application process. But the Supreme Court may resolve whether or not even that is appropriate under Bakke, which is longstanding precedent. And, you know, we are in the season of overturning longstanding precedents. This may be yet another that goes down. But like Roe before it, this is one that has been, in a sense, on the figurative chopping block for many years. It's been a very controversial decision anytime you use race in admissions at colleges.
Regardless of the makeup of the court, sounds like.
Irrespective, whether it was this court or another court that was majority liberal, it wouldn't matter. This has always been a controversial issue, and it has been in the smattering of court cases that have covered this in the last several decades.
In the nerdiest of ways, I'm so excited to get to talk with you about all of this as this season unfolds. I mean, just the fact that you just made there about precedent and how we're going to have to keep talking about that in a way that we haven't in a long time. Danny, our federal immigration policies could also potentially be impacted by cases that are before the court this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, federal immigration cases are, again, always a hot topic at the court. And really, a lot of times it comes down to what degree does the administrative agency have the power to enact immigration law? There's this really interesting controversy when it comes to agency powers. Agencies, federal agencies, are part of the executive branch. Technically, they don't make law, but the reality is they do make law. They do engage in rulemaking, and the question is often, to what degree can rulemaking constitute the law, or when do they overstep their boundaries? It's always a hot topic in immigration law. There is going to be just so many. I know we say this every term, but this term is going to be really exciting and really interesting to a lot of people who have personal stakes in the issues that are being litigated.
Interesting, like I said, to get to talk to you about it. Danny Cevallos, thank you so much. Appreciate it as always.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.